This module entails section 79.11 through 79.15. If you're in your New York State Inspection Regulations book, it's found on pages 20 through pages 30. All right, let's start with section 79.11. Basically, 79.11 talks about the laws pertaining to inspection certificates. If you remember from definitions, the inspection certificate is actually the sticker that we place on the windshield of the vehicle to show that it's been inspected. The law starts with the fact that stickers or 10-day extension stickers can only be removed by inspection stations when the vehicle is there for an inspection. So, for instance, if you have a vehicle that comes in for an oil change and you look and notice that the inspection sticker is overdue by a couple months, in other words, it's past its due, it's past its expiration date, you cannot just randomly remove that sticker. You can only do that if it's there to receive a New York State inspection. However, anybody, including the owner of the vehicle, can remove an expired certificate. Okay, so you as a technician can't just scrape stickers, but the motor owner themselves can remove an expired certificate. Also, the purchaser of a vehicle, if it's purchased with a valid inspection certificate on it, is required to remove that inspection certificate. If you remember back, all vehicles that are transferred due to a sale or obviously transfer of ownership, that inspection sticker that was on the vehicle is now void. It's not good anymore. Anytime a vehicle is registered, it has to have a new inspection certificate. And also the DMV and DOT, Department of Transportation and Department of Motor Vehicles, they do have, they are authorized to remove any certificates. You may ask what happens to an inspection sticker or inspection certificate that is on a windshield where the windshield cracks and has to be replaced. Now, there are some very talented people that can remove that sticker and reinstall it on a new windshield, but there is the possibility that the sticker gets mutilated or damaged. Or there's the possibility that the adhesive that holds the sticker onto the windshield comes off and the sticker gets lost or stolen. Damaged or lost stickers can be replaced without going through a New York State inspection. The sticker has to have a reason for being replaced. There's a $2 fee for this, but you have to have the remains of the sticker that's destroyed. And that sticker has to show the expiration, it has to show the serial number, or and the mileage, okay? Or the inspection report that was generated for the sticker has to be submitted. And again, the purpose behind this is that the DMV is going to ensure that that sticker is a valid sticker that's getting replaced, and as well as want some proof that it was actually inspected. Let's look at it from a practical standpoint, though. If an inspection sticker is bad, lost, stolen, destroyed, that type of thing, it sometimes is easier, although it may cost an additional $19 or so, to just get the vehicle re-inspected. So again, you can get lost, stolen, mutilated stickers replaced. In section 79.12, we find the laws that talk about the inspection stations. Inspection stations are required to keep records of all inspections performed for the time period of 2 years. So any inspection that was done within the last 2 calendar years, all of those records have to be stored. The first day of each year, a new form, quote-unquote form, is started, and that form shows all of the daily inspections that are performed throughout that whole year. The CVIS, the computer, again, that we use for New York State inspections, prints out a daily report of yesterday's New York State inspection. So every morning when you go into the CVIS, it will print out automatically what inspections were done on the day prior. It's very simple to take that printout and stick it into a book to keep for your records. And the other thing too with records is it's imperative that the inspection stations and New York State inspectors are required to make all entries on a New York State inspection before the vehicle leaves the facility. You may do an inspection and then the customer's like, hey, I gotta go, and they want to get out of there real quick. The inspection's not completed, the paperwork's not completed, and they leave. Technically, they have to stick around for you to do the finalized paperwork, because before that vehicle leaves your premise, your lot, you need to make sure that the vehicle has either passed and received a sticker or been rejected and received a rejection notice. So again, all entries are required to be made before the vehicle leaves your lot. Inspection stations are required to keep enough inspection stickers. So if a station does more inspections than they maybe had originally planned and they run out of stickers for the year, obviously you can't do any more inspections until those stickers are back in stock. Okay, and that can be done pretty simply. There's a simple order through the DMV. But again, you can't be inspecting cars if there's no stickers to award at the end of the inspection. In terms of what other documents need to be stored, inspection stations must also keep copies of the repair orders and invoices where the New York State inspections were billed for a period of 2 years. Again, these types of laws are pretty easy to follow this day and age. It used to be years ago that a lot of paper was generated and a lot of paper was stored. But again, nowadays, a lot of these things are stored electronically. Section 79.13 has to do with the official sign and signage that you find at a New York State inspection repair facility. Here's an example of the official motor vehicle inspection station sign. These are typically signs that have very specific dimensions. For instance, this sign has to be 3 feet wide and 2 feet high. So obviously a lot of these things are going to be purchased through New York State. But there is required signage on the exterior of the building to show that a facility is an official motor vehicle inspection station. So again, here's some of the dimensions. The additional signs can be used. So if you have one sign on the outside of the building, but you want to put a sign on every corner of the building, you can do that. But the additional signs must be similar to the official sign. There's 2 other things that must be displayed in the customer area, and that is the inspection group that the facility is allowed to inspect, as well as the fees that are charged for a New York State inspection, the different types of New York State inspections. The last thing that needs to be displayed is the sheet that has all of the names and expiration dates of all the certified inspectors for the facility. And again, all of these things can be printed out from the CVIS. Section 79.14 talks about the penalties that can be incurred for doing things not according to the law. And it's broken down into basically 4 things. So any station license or any inspector's license may be suspended, revoked, or refused for any of the following reasons. If you're convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude, and I define that for you, turpitude is wickedness that goes against the moral compass of the community. So if you are convicted, or the station licensee is convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude, that license or inspector's certificate can be suspended, revoked, or refused. If you violate motor vehicle inspection law, if you do something illegally in performing a New York State inspection, you can lose your license, or it can be suspended for a period of time. If a registered repair facility loses their registration, or it's suspended or revoked, they can also lose their license to do New York State inspections. And lastly, if you fail to attend a required motor vehicle inspection training session, and it's something that's required by New York State, they could suspend your license until that's done. Again, I've had my inspector's license for 25 years now, and there's never been a required motor vehicle inspection training session. So again, I think this is written into law just in the chance that a training session is created and some inspectors don't want to go to it, this kind of forces them to. Inspection stations may also be required to pay a civil penalty. So obviously, if there's some sort of action against a inspection station, they can be fined with a civil penalty. Lastly, inspection stations may also be subjected to the Department for Environmental Conservation. There are DEC penalties for failing to comply to DEC laws, and usually that involves emission standards. Emissions are part of New York State inspections, and so obviously we have to obey DEC laws as well. Last section that we're going to talk about, and it's unique types of inspection stations. It's found in section 79.15. There are such things as fleet stations. Fleet stations are stations that have special licenses to inspect just the vehicles in their fleet. So let's say there's a company that has over 250 vehicles within their fleet, and they meet all other inspection repair or inspection facility requirements. They can apply for a station license to inspect those fleet vehicles. Okay. All other laws apply to a fleet station as well. And again, the nature of a portable fleet station is that this license can be used at multiple places wherever the fleet is. Okay. A trailer-only dealer station. There are some New York State inspection facilities that just inspect trailers, and that can be issued to dealers that just sell trailers. They may be issued without the required enclosed space, because obviously if you have a trailer, anything under 10,000 pounds, we don't necessarily make those trailers come into a facility, but trailers over 10,000 pounds need to be inspected inside a facility. Other things with fleet stations. So a fleet station in and of itself is a station that has at least 25 vehicles registered, and it may inspect only those vehicles registered by the fleet station, as well as the employees that work for the fleet station. They may also contract with certified inspectors, so they don't have to have a full-time inspector on site at all given times, because again, if you're only doing 25 inspections a year, then you wouldn't want to have a full-time employee just doing inspections. So they can certify with other certified inspectors to inspect the vehicles. And this also may be issued to a facility outside of New York State. There may be a company that has a fleet of vehicles larger than 25 vehicles that are registered in New York State, but they're stationed outside of New York State, so they may issue that license to be done elsewhere. Official fleet stations are required to, again, meet the space requirements to have and maintain the required equipment for the vehicles that it's licensed to inspect. So again, they have to meet the laws that regular inspection stations have to meet. They are not required to display an official inspection station sign. They do not have to display the schedule or fees for inspector signage, or they do not have to register as a registered repair facility. Let's talk about what we do here at our facility at the Vehicle Technology Training Center. So we are an educational facility, and we have a license to do New York State inspections here, but it's only designed for vehicles that are owned by the educational facility, vehicles owned by the faculty or the student's immediate family. Again, the purpose of our license is to teach you guys how to perform New York State inspections. So we can do that within our facility, but it has to be one of these types of vehicles. The students that are conducting the inspections do so under the supervision of a certified inspector. So all of us faculty members here at the Vehicle Technology Training Center have inspection license, and that's who you do the inspection under. We're exempt from all fees, and we cannot charge for the inspection. We also do not have to register as a repair facility, and we do not have to display an official inspection station sign. Section 79.16 is been removed in 2010, so that's not something we have to talk about. When we come back for the next module, we'll start with section 79.17.